the public school found that it was shocking the extent to which students report the use of the N-word. And I think as a society, we've now agreed.
So guess what?
You looked into it, and they are huge fans of rap music at Loudoun County, and they're all
well,
using...
two things. But you're close.
I figured. I mean, this
you're
is so
close.
obvious.
Right. So first of all, this report is created by an organization
that hates rap music.
Well, no, whose job it is to provide equity and diversity training.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To people.
Right.
So obviously they're going to say, oh, of course there's a big influx of racism in your schools. You better hire us so that we can train your staff to, monitor racism properly.
Yeah.
So
as
it's a little suspicious. But then secondly, they give some examples in the report of students using the N-word. Because the way they compiled this is they basically just asked teachers and minority students, supposedly, in some sample group, okay, that what their experiences was. And if you're writing this report, you would assume, okay, they're going to put the most extreme examples in the report, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're going to weigh heavily on. So this is the most extreme examples in the report they come up with.
Okay.
A group of white kids at my school used the N-word and then denied it.
That's
no context.
As much of the context? Okay.
Yeah. So were they calling someone the N-word? Were they saying it in a rap lyric? Were they just being edgy? What's happening? I don't know.
And I mean, if they denied it, I mean, maybe they didn't. Maybe someone misheard. Maybe they didn't.
Or maybe you misheard it. Maybe they didn't say it.
Yeah.
Here's the second one. White kids will use the N-word as a joke or because they think they can say it because you're friends. Then they treat the word like a joke and they think it's funny.
Okay. Sounds like standard high school.
Right. So we haven't got to, because when you see this, when John Oliver frames this, shocking extent of which students report the use of the N-word, you think in your mind, they're saying, oh, white students are calling black students the N-word. That's what you think, right?
But it's white students calling other white students the N-word.
But now it's like, oh, they're using it as a joke. Or, they're saying it, they're trying to say it in some friendly way, the way like black people can say it. Here's the third example. A kid who said something dumb said it was okay because he had the N-word pass.
No way. This is comedy. How come John Oliver's not using this?
This is shocking, the extent to which students report the use of the N-word. Okay. This is very serious, Adam. I don't know why you're laughing.
No, this is hilarious. What are you talking about? Well, sorry, teacher. I thought I had the N-word pass. Can I get it out of your desk?
The fourth example just says the N-word gets used all the time with no context. The fifth says you can't say it is disturbing. Then they'll laugh in your face, or they will stop and all their friends will start and make up a song of it.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Oh, this is comedy gold.
The next example says maybe they should pay attention to how kids' parents behave. I've had racist remarks made to me by another kid's parents. I guess that was coming from a teacher said that. I don't take it as a joke. I take it personally. Okay.
What is this?
These are the examples of N-word usage.
Is it like a bullet? These aren't even full sentences.
No, these are the examples in the report they provide of the shocking amount of the N-word.
They're not even using proper grammar.
Well, because they're literally just copy pasting like what a person said or wrote in their survey response.
The report. Okay, I got you.
Right. No, that's not okay. I don't like the N-word from anyone, which doesn't say whether someone used it or not.
That doesn't. What? They read the form wrong.
Yeah, I guess.
Why would you include that in the report?
I don't know. It's baffling to me. It's baffling to me. And so the last one is the only one where someone actually claims to have been called the N-word.
Okay.
All the other ones so far have just been white kids saying the
Right.
N-word,
Joking
and
around, exactly.
and joking
Yeah.
around, or saying "What's up, my N-word" or something.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, well, let me know if you think I'm going to poison the well here a little bit. Let me know if you think this is real. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is me poisoning the well. Kids are always getting on me about my skin color and my hair. They call me out. They call me out my name and they call me the N-word. And the teacher just turns the other cheek because they are uncomfortable. But if I say the B word or any other word, then I get in trouble. Now listen,
The B word, like
maybe
bitch.
maybe I am just a cynical, jaded Sitch.
Uh-huh.
But I don't believe in the year 2019, when this report was constructed, that a white student, could call a black student the N-word,
Mm-hmm.
and that a teacher wouldn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But then if that black student called that white student a bitch, that the teacher would jump on them. I have a hard time believing that actually happened.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
It
I
does
think
seem a bit odd.
it seems a little odd because it's
But is he
kind of
calling
like,
the teacher a bitch first and then comes the N-word?
well, no,
I'm
they're
not-
saying
I'm
they're
not
saying
sure.
a student called them the N-word, and
Right,
they called
but-
another student
right.
a bitch. Okay.
Right.
And so I have a hard time believing that in the year 2019,
Right.
where it would be very common
Right.
for students to film their teachers doing things that would try to get them fired or canceled for, that if a student called another student the fucking N-word,
Yeah.
okay, that the teacher wouldn't respond to that seriously.
She
and
would just turn the other cheek.
Right, and would be afraid if they didn't, they would get fired for it. I don't believe that's
This is hysterical.
okay. That's just me.
She just turned the other cheek.
She just
But when
turned the
I
other
call
cheek.
someone the B word. Who wrote this? Was this a third grade class?
I don't know who wrote it.
I can't believe this report.
So there you go. That was your examples of shocking the extent of which students report the use of the N-word.
I'm trying to remember back, 1,000 years ago when I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
The N-word was so uncommon in
Right.
but now I can imagine it being like hearing it every day if I was in school now, because any word that kids could say, I mean, fuck was way overused because it was considered, the worst thing that you could say, obviously. But now if the N-word is the worst thing you can say, I could see that being used as much as the F word, more than the F word, obviously.
No, you're completely right.
Yeah.
Because I have seen kids younger than me
Mm-hmm.
use the N-word in
Mhm.
ways that which I never saw in my schools at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
And I think it's two things. I think it's one is exactly what you're saying. It's because it's so taboo.
Yeah.
Because of the
exactly.
woke scolds. Of course, kids are going to do what they're
Yeah.
not supposed to do.
Yes.
They're going to be rebellious.
For fun.
But the second part of it, which wasn't really applicable to when I went to school either, is that since music right now and youth culture right now is so dominated by rap
right.
and black musicians, where the N-word is thrown around a fuck ton.
Yeah.
And if you see a lot of black TikToks,
Right.
lots of N-word usage,
Yeah.
going around. A lot
Shocking
of memes
to the
Yes.
extent it's used.
Right. a lot of memes featuring black individuals, they use the N-word quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, if you have a situation where for young kids, it's cool to say the N-word because it's rebellious and all the content they're consuming from black artists and creators are saying the N-word, guess what you're going to get?
Yeah. You're going to get a lot of N-words.
Yes.
It's going to be N-word density.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a
Seems
problem with just looking at outcomes instead of looking why things occur.
Yeah. You got to
the
look
way
at the
they occur.
context.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in John Oliver's mind. It's like Mississippi burning. Like
Yes.
all the N-word use is basically just targeting black people. In reality, They don't even have a black kid in the whole school. That's why that's why nobody cares.
Yes, John Oliver is conceptualizing that there's, Ruby, what's her name? Ruby Ford. Her name. There's a little black girl who's walking down the school, hallway, and all the white kids turn. They say, "Look at that N-word."
Mm-hmm.
That's what John Oliver is conceptualizing. In reality, it's a bunch of white kids saying, "What up, my N-word?" to their other white friends.
I know.
You know.
And then one like social justice advocate getting all bent out of shape about it.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
And then
They say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
I know.
Nip, and they call them the N-word.
You're right.
Only with the B's, because that's
Right.
more acceptable.
Right. But then the feminist teachers, as soon as they pull out the bitch, like you're going
then they get
that's
in
it.
trouble. Yeah.
Principal office.
Yep. I know, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But so
The reality.
that's the reality
Right.
situation. At least from what I've
Boomer
experienced.
Oliver can't figure it out though. Look at this. He has no idea what's going on. Square.
White people should not be using the N-word a shocking number of times, unless, that is, they have a lucrative podcast deal with Spotify. But that is...
Like that
Joe Rogan joke.
Joe Rogan dig.
Yeah. Jealousy right there.
That is
absolutely it. And all of this brings us to the main point here. That for all the laws being passed to prevent discomfort or anguish on account of an individual's race, whose discomfort exactly are we prioritising here? Because kids of colour can tell you they
Everybody's. Oh, wait. Everybody's comfort.
don't get a choice to not talk about race and have it go away, like this graduate of Loudoun County Schools.
I do understand that many parents don't want their children learning about race at such a young age, but I beg to differ in that sense. We learn about race every day when we're the only colored kid in our classrooms, or when we're learning about slavery and all the heads turn to us. So one way or another, one group of students will learn about race before another.
That's so sad. That's so sad because they talk about standpoint theory all the time. Oh, we have to listen to black voices. Why the fuck do you think every head is turning to you, guy? It's wokeness. Wokeness is why. Oh, wait, we have a black person in here. Let's see what he says. Wouldn't it be better if we got rid of that shit?
It would be better.
Yeah.
It would be.
Fuck.